You have no idea how many times I found myself in a situation where I really want to have naan for my dinner because I decided my dinner spontaneously and I don't want to spend 4 or 5 hours making it. I don't want to buy it in. I don't want to get it from a restaurant. I want to make it, but I don't want to spend 5 hours. Not today. So I recently did a video on a 1-hour Napolitana pizza dough and I'm like, why can't we do the same for naan? So that's exactly what we'll do. This naan tastes pretty amazing, especially because it was ready in just about an hour. So smash that like button if you like deciding your dinners spontaneously as well. And let's get started with this video. Okay, so you want to start with a large bowl where you put your flour, your salt, and your sugar. I'm gonna do it all in my KitchenAid mixer, which is gonna make the kneading process much easier, but you can do all of this with your hands as well. Then add in your quick rise yeast. Now because we're using quick rise yeast and not regular yeast, the flavors will not be the exact same if you did take the time to let the dough take the full duration to rise. In my regular recipe, that's about 4 hours of just rising time. But the flavors are there to some extent and it's much better than having no naan at all. And I really like that compromise. Now today I'll be using some buttermilk to knead my dough. You can use some buttermilk as well, or if you want you can use some milk or yogurt, plain yogurt, not Greek yogurt, or you can do half and half of milk with yogurt or buttermilk with yogurt. It turns out really well no matter what you do. So then continue kneading this until you have a nice, smooth and soft dough. I'm just gonna knead it lightly on the countertop just to get a nice smooth ball before I toss it with some oil and let this rise for about an hour. You can see it has risen pretty well in just about an hour, and now we can start portioning it out and start prepping the naans. So I have a cast iron pan heating up on medium heat, and while that's happening, I'm gonna start rolling out some of my doughs. So just take a portion and then make a cup with your hand. With each portion, you wanna kind of rub it against your work surface, against your countertop, and the friction will help tighten up the bottom and get a nice smooth top so that when you roll it out, it will be nice and even. A naan is usually in an oblong shape, so roll it out into that shape, or you can use whatever shape that you want and then gently place that onto your cast iron pan. Now let's say you don't have a cast iron pan. Well, in that case, if you have a tawa pan, you could use that as well. And if you're in the market right now for either a tawa pan or a cast iron pan, you could use your regular non-stick pan. But in that case, just make sure you don't have it above medium, because usually the non-stick coating starts to degrade if you have the pan on too high of a heat. Your flavors will not be the same because we can't replicate the smokiness if you don't go kind of high enough and have that pan nice and hot, but you can still make it. Now you'll start to see some bubbles on the surface of the naan, and after a couple of minutes, just flip it and cook the other side. And yes, that's pretty much it. Now in this next naan that I'll make, I'll do the same thing. I'll put it on the cast iron pan, let that rise up, flip it, but in this case I can finish it with some cilantro and some butter. You could also directly put the cilantro onto the actual dough as you roll it out, and in that case you'll have a beautiful naan with the cilantro literally ingrained into the bread. And you could have so many different types of variations by adding garlic on top, nigella seeds, and then making the naan the way we're making it right now on the pan. Just remember one thing, whatever topping you want on the face side of the naan, that should be on the top when you first place the naan onto the pan. And then when you flip it, that's when the topping should be on the underside, and that's gonna help finish that face side. And here's what I'm having my naans with today. I did tease this with my paneer tikka masala recipe, and this is exactly how I did those naans. And the best thing about this quick and easy naan recipe is you can do so much with it. You can make naan pizzas or naanzas. You can make stuffed naans. You can make cheese naans. You can have it for breakfast, for lunch, dinner, dessert with like Nutella if you want. Honestly, that would work. So share this recipe with a bread lover in your life. If you live to cook, then subscribe to this channel and let me know what bread you would like to see me make next. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out these other bread recipes as well.